So it says the rice is socialism. However, so when you get a money in North Korea, there's a huge possibility that it's a fake. So there's a few steps I can teach you that North Koreans use. When women escapes, the punishment towards the family members isn't as bad. But when the men defects, the family members gets way more punishment. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Yeonmi Park. I'm a North Korean defector, human rights activist. So guys, today I am actually talk about things, a lot of things actually. Today I will answer some people asked me how do defectors send their money to their family, and I got some goods from North Korea to show it to you. I'm so excited. So at the firstly, I got these postcards from Pyongyang. And these are coming from underground channels, so don't ask how we got it. So this is on a postcards from Pyongyang, and it literally says if the America try to attack North Korea, they're gonna destroy them all. And do you see the White House and the North Korean soldiers? Just like everything in North Korea is a propaganda, as you can see. And another postcard. This one is just giving us the order. We are going to fight for you, like basically to for Kim Jong-un. Another one. It's so hilarious. The U.S. the effort to try to denuclearize North Korea, so they try to Americans. And do you see, guys, the American soldier here are, the U.S. try to be completely, crushed. And this is a funny thing. So in North Korea, when I was there, we did not have internet, so there was no way for me to look up how the other race looked like. And in my imagination, because I was only able to see Americans through this kind of like school posters, and they would literally make them have a huge nose, green eyes, and looking like a monster. So all my time when I was in North Korea, I thought like Americans looked like my school posters. Anyway, so a few more. It's really funny to see. You can see their mindset. And this is the funniest thing. So it says the rice is socialism. So let's try our best to make more rice, right? This is like that kind of poster, the propaganda poster. I mean, this is another statement to the people who denies that North Korea is socialist. Guys, themselves say they are the socialist paradise. Why are you keep denying North Korea is socialist? And so North Korea is socialist, as you can see right here. And another thing is that this country is so poor. It's not like America. Let's see, like let's be the multi space species. Let's go to moon or the Mars and start a new civilization there. North Korea are still struggling for the basics like rice. And their dream is still having enough rice to be fed. And as you can see right here. Another one. Of course, she's hoarding tons of grains because everybody's starving, and hoarding a grain means you are like top of the world. And as you can see, North Korea is still struggling for the basics. And let's try our lifestyle better. And you can see there's some soy milk, some soy pasted like doenjang in North Korea, soy sauce, like the basic ingredients that people need to survive. They don't have it, and that's why it's North Korea's goal to make North Korean to be fed like the minimum. And this is what they're still fighting for. This is the revolution they're still fighting for the last 75 years. If they had a free market, this dream would come to within a year for sure. And another, this is some symbolic horse they talk about that runs way faster than regular horses. And let's ride this horse and achieve our goal that was ordered by the regime, obviously. There's one single thing is about showing our love, appreciation about a human emotion. every single thing in North Korea is a propaganda. And of course, this is another thing. The North Korean soldiers look way stronger than American soldiers, and how they are like crushing them. It says colonial, they call America colonial country, and let's fight bravely to show them our bravery. And that's like rough translation. So these are the postcards, and I got a North Korean tea. I thought about like giving it to some of my Patreon supporters to give it to them. So it has some English as well. It says drink one bag one time, dissolved in hot water after a meal 3 times daily. This is a North Korean tea. Can you believe this package, how crappy this is? So this is called Yangeron, and it was made in Manyeon factory, it says made in DPR Korea. So Manyeon means 10,000 years. As I said before, North Korean regime has been dedicating 10,000 North Korean researchers to look into ways how they can make the Kims live eternally. So studying life, how do we live 10 years? And that's what they, Manyeon factory is a 10,000 years factory. They made this tea, and they gave this to Kim Il-sung on his birthday to wish him to live 10,000 years. I tried it. It's very bitter and looks very brown color. It was my favorite, and also I wasn't sure if I want to give it to my friends, because this wasn't even FDA, approved. And the thing is, so somehow supposedly this tea helps to Kim's live forever, and so we got it from Pyongyang to show you guys the quality of their products, even to their dear leader. It's just so crappy. Another one, finally guys, I told you about in the past how North Korea makes money, right? Selling tons of crystal meth, heroin, opium, selling a lot of missile program developments to the Middle East, and selling actual weapons, and through hacking, stealing Bitcoin and tons of bank accounts. And another of them is creating fake currency. So this is I hope you guys can guess which one is the real one and the fake one. So I wasn't able to find the $50. So this is a fake one, and this is a actual US dollar. There is 3 different grades when it comes to the US dollar, and this is actually the lowest ranking of fake currency. However, so when you get money in North Korea, there's a huge possibility that it's a fake. So there's a few steps I can teach you that North Koreans use. If this is an actual currency, right? You hit it like this, you can hear the noise. Do you hear the noise? It's very tak. I don't know how to say in English. Noise is very different. I will show you the fake one. It's it feels more something's filled in this dollar, and in this dollar it feels empty noise a bit more. And if you look in the in the light we can see from the sunlight, the actual USD has a banner here, somewhere this line, there's a banner you can see. And if you look at, this side, there's a banner you can see from the sunlight. And here there's some kind of shapes that only the actual USD has through the light. You can detect that, but the fake one's empty inside. That's why the noise itself is very different. And the best grade USD does have a banner, but not as strong banner color. And the only thing they are not able to replicate is that some kind of almost painting looking picture inside the dollar. That one they are not able to make it yet. So there are ways, even you don't go to bank, you can detect fake currency, because North Koreans have to deal with fake money all the time. And every time when you give money, at the vendors, they always do this, hear the noise and looking at the sunlight and see if the banner is there and the painting is there. And that's how North Koreans are selling things in the black market. So why I've been going through all these things with you, and I hope that was helping me to understand some of things that I talked about in my videos in the previous time. People asked me, I just talked about Im Ji-yeon, the girl who was kidnapped by Kim Jong-un and sent back to North Korea. And some people were questioning like, how, are you able to send money back to North Korea? And this is how. I mean, I got this stuff out of Pyongyang, guys, right? And so there are brokers that we work with, and other defectors work with underground in China. They can be ethnic Korean, so Chinese, but they're ethnically Korean, and a lot of them they live in the border town of China. So those people, we send the money to Chinese bank account. So the broker gets it out from Chinese bank account in the ATM machine. So when they get the Chinese yuan, they send that money to North Korea, or they switch the US dollar and send it to North Korea in the border. So in the border time, in the winter time, it's a bit easier because everything is frozen. So sometimes there's someone like going across between border, we give the money to them and they use the tube to come, or just swim in the river to come. And then we wrap the cash inside a plastic bag so it doesn't get soaked, and then give it to them. And that's how the drug gets out too in North Korea, guys, through the smuggling. This is like we call smuggling. But the fee, we send it through brokers, like they take it like 30% out. Minimum 20% now, sometimes even 40%. So if we send like $1 to North Korea right now, most likely 60 cents is gonna end up in the hands of our relatives. And another thing is, people say when defectors escape, right, they say, like I mentioned, that most of them escape to help their family members, not just trying to live a good life for themselves. And people questioning like, well, how is it possible? Isn't all the family members left behind to get punished? So this is a bit more complex answer to it. And so during the Kim Jong-il, the second Kim time in the 90s, literally millions were dying. And Kim Jong-il actually didn't really care. He thought like, okay, people doesn't like the notion of North Korea. Maybe it's better off our country not having those even troublemakers. So let them cross. So he was more taking it easy approach. And then the times when in the 90s, massive migrants even inside North Korea were happening. People were dying and we cannot even keep track of who died. And tons of dead bodies on the streets, like we don't even know who that is. So it was very hard for the regime to track of who escaped, because they could easily say to the authority that the family members, the authority comes like, where is your sister, where is your mom, where is your father? They could say like, he just left the home and didn't come back. And back then, most likely they were just dead from starvation. So they were saying, they would always say like just disappeared, but didn't say they escaped to China or South Korea. So that was a policy until the early 2000. However, as Kim Jong-il saw that more defectors escaped and they were started talking about human rights abuses happening, he thought, okay, we gotta get under this control. So he started increasing the punishment for the people to escape. And that is why also mainly defectors are female. So in North Korea, there is a social standing between men and women are not equal. I talked about this a lot of times. So when women escapes, the punishment towards the family members isn't as bad. Almost a lot of times, so it's not being punished, especially if they are coming from a normal family, not in a high elite family. Family members are left okay, but like the police gonna watch them more like suspicious and like make sure they don't run away. But when the men defects, the family members gets way more punishment, and they get kicked out of their city, or maybe to the exile, they lose their job. So that is why like 80% of defectors are women. So when we escape, guys, we don't even know that there is an option for us to go to South Korea or America or other countries. We don't even know the language like a refugee. We never heard that thing before. So a lot of defectors go to China and spending there a lot of times for like years and time. Then they learn there is a way to go to South Korea. So our case, it took 2 years for us to understand and even know that South Korea exists and also accepts us like refugees. And my sister case, it took like 5 years. She had no clue, living in China, hiding and being abused, had no clue that she could escape to freedom. And so a lot of defectors go to China, they work in every kind of sector, then make money and send it to their family members through these brokers. Right now, Kim Jong-un, as I said, take defection way more personally, and he doesn't want the defectors to go out and spread the truth. So he does like punish family members more severely. But however, there is like 31,000 North Korean defectors made it to South Korea. And on top of that, almost 300,000 North Korean defectors are hiding in China. If Kim Jong-un gonna punish every single family that has a defector in it, like 95% North Korean families has to end up in the prison camp. So he cannot really afford to build that, and who works for it, right? So he only goes after like elite and also men's family. If the men defected, they would like literally take the family members and torture them. So when I escaped, it's in the beginning with my mom and myself, and my sister escaped a few days before. My family didn't get punished. My father was okay. But when I brought my father to China, that's when my aunt and my uncle sent to the North Korean intelligence center. They got tortured, and my uncle lost his job. And when they disappeared, or I'm not sure, they were publicly executed, that's only when I spoke out international platform. So when I even spoke out on the South Korean entertainment shows, they didn't really go after my family. And a lot of defectors who are on those shows right now, their families are still okay. Right now, Kim Jong-un punishing more family members severely, but in the past it was way more relaxed. So this is like full context of how North Koreans even send the money back to their family members and the consequences for family members. You know, the truth is always complex than black and white. And I hope it really helped you to understand, get a full picture, guys. So thank you for watching, and I cannot wait to see you guys next time. Bye, guys!